This is someone telling me my game will be a complete and utter failure.
Even if free or just $1, he will be insulted on Steam, and no one will buy it but game collectors when it's on sale for 50 cents, Steam's bare minimum price. Also, Steam doesn't pay out until $200 gross, which won't be hit unless he prices the game at $200 and a very desperate game collector comes along.
And this is my Steam revenue page.
$200 gross, which won't be hit.
Interesting. Anyway, just 2 weeks ago, my Steam revenue page for my game Roll crossed over from a measly $99,000 in gross revenue to $100,000, which means it's finally time I made this video. Now, the reason I'm making this video is not just because the number 100,000 is so clickable. I mean, look at it. Doesn't it make you just want to click on the video? But actually, I've been wanting to make this video for a long time. Over the last 7 months, I have made $19,126 by developing and selling my first commercial video game on Steam. In this video, I'll quickly tell you how I did it, what I learned along the way, and break down some of the sales figures so that you can get a better idea of everything that goes into a project like this. Unfortunately, I never got around to actually finishing that video, because I just keep getting so busy working on the game itself. But this time around, it's gonna be different, because I finally have some free time, and, well, you know, it's convenient. Anyway, this nice, big, beautiful, clickbaity number is a lie. I've actually only made $59,223, because the big number doesn't count sales tax, chargebacks, or Steam's massive 30% cut. And I think I still have to pay income tax on this $59,000, so I better take the Ferrari back to the dealership. In all honesty, I still live in a friend's basement with my newlywed wife, so I just don't want it to seem like I'm flexing on anyone in this video. But now, with all of that out of the way, we can finally get into how this actually happened in the first place. After a short 3 months of development, I published Roll to Steam on May 13th, 2021, and unleashed my beautiful, relaxing masterpiece onto the world, letting the masses of eager fans roll in. Okay, well, not exactly, but I did manage to convince a lot of my friends and family members to buy the game. However, not much happened after that, so I decided to beg for clout. Wait, no, that can't be right. Well, okay, listen. I wanted to get some feedback on the game from some experienced eyes. So I sent the game over to some of my favorite YouTube content creators, and okay, yeah, I basically begged for clout. But one day I'm just binge watching YouTube videos as usual, and I see my own game show up in my subscription feed? What? Freaking Wonderbots made a video on my game?
Hey everyone, Wonderbot here, and welcome to Roll.
And just like that, the sales started to take off. I went from selling about 25 units per day to 225 units in a single day. And a few days later, Alexa made a video on my game. And right after that, Retromation. I couldn't believe some of my favorite channels to watch were playing my game. It felt like having a TV show about me or something. And I'm honestly so lucky that such talented creators showcased my game, because at that point, the game was still ridden with bugs.
Now, what is actually going on here? It's just frozen.
Despite this, people seem to really enjoy watching. And more people watching meant more people buying. Sales were doing great, but with all these new players came an overwhelming wave of feedback, criticism, and pressure on my game that was held together by band-aids. I mean, I made the whole thing in 3 months, and now thousands of people were playing it? So I went to work, tirelessly trying to improve the game. Sales dipped off for a long time while I continued to fix bugs and add additional features and content. Then, out of nowhere, boom! Another YouTube video pops up in my subscription feed, this time by the YouTuber Aliens Rock. And on my birthday no less. Sales absolutely skyrocketed, due mostly to Tyler's incredible videos and fanbase, but I also felt people were really responding to a lot of the improvements I had made. This singular event drove a good chunk of my sales, but it brought an even bigger wave of feedback and attention to the game. So back to work I went, and I've been hard at work on improving Roll ever since then. Not necessarily waiting for another big jump in sales, but really just trying to make the game better every day. I've made over 84 updates and patches to the game over its lifetime, but I still hardly feel like my game is worth all the success it has gotten. And I don't know if I'll ever feel that way, but I'm gonna continue to work on it until I do. And that's pretty much how I've done it up to this point. I made $100,000 on my first indie game by just making the game better every day and showing it to as many people as possible. It was a process of continual updates, engaging with the community, luck, hard work, and help from so many wonderful individuals. Shout out to Gothic Lord UK, who has made over 100 videos on the game. These are the things that define the project and what I think you should take away from this video. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon supporters, specifically Nathaniel James Kintner, DayFrank521, and Waifuwu, as well as anyone who has bought and played Roll. You guys are really the ones who have made this whole thing possible, and if you haven't tried Roll yet, consider checking it out. It's a relaxingly deep strategy game with a developer who really cares about the game. You can find it on Steam or get a free copy through my Patreon. With that said, thank you so much for your time. I won't take any more of it, and I'll see you in the next one.